Hey guys, it's Fiona Aedgar here. So, I've been getting messages asking, is there any astrological explanation for the current events that are happening globally? We have a lot of horrible stuff happening in South Africa, more Orwellian, draconian um, stuff happening in France, and then we have Colombia, and basically lots of different countries throughout the world are experiencing upflares of violence, uprisings, and general discord. So, if you look back on the videos on my channel, I did make one about the ugly ass T square that formed between Uranus, Saturn, and Mars here. So that's actually still an orb that is still in effect. So something else that's going on astrologically is that today we actually have a conjunction between Mars and Venus. And of course, these are involved with this configuration. There's Saturn, it's the government, it's draconian laws, the military. Mars is also the military. There's a lot of chaos, basically complete madness. So this is a really dangerous configuration. It still is in effect here. I mean, the events that we're seeing right now were triggered by this. So there is something else going on. And if you can look at this, these two are actually conjunct at 19 degrees of Leo. It's exact today. The moon was in Leo yesterday and it was kind of triggering. These are fixed stars here. The moon was triggering all of this stuff. And it's a really kind of interesting fixed star. So it's called Merak. The name Merak comes from the Arabic word al-Marak, which means the loins of the bear. So this is a star that's located in the site of the Great Bear, Ursa Major constellation, which is a northern constellation just above Leo. So this is a really difficult fixed star that we have at 19 degrees of Leo, which is where Mars and Venus are at here. And it is connected with uprisings, massacres, violence, also rulership. And it's said to have the nature of Mars. So Mars, of course, is the planet of warfare, violence, action. So when these two are conjunct this spot, it's really not good, right? So if we look at Venus here, Uranus, which is the chaos, the kind of unexpected events that we're all dealing with. Uranus is in Taurus, and the ruler of Taurus is, of course, Venus, which is conjunct here on this really dangerous fixed star. So this fixed star, Merak, it is said to increase power within certain people, right? So we are seeing the absolute misuse of power all over the world. But people are also rebelling against the power structure and have basically had enough. It's pretty, I don't know, but it's a pretty weird time to be alive watching all of this. I know it's not funny, but sometimes like it's just beyond a joke. And I will say that if you still think that this is about a virus, we have a saying here in Northern Ireland, go and have a word with yourself. Please do that, because I don't know how much more you need to see to kind of get it into your head that this has got nothing to do with the virus. Okay? So what else is going on? All right, well, there is another fixed star, and this fixed star is located at 21 degrees of Leo, and which of course these two are going to pass over pretty soon. It's called Ras Elased Australis, and it's the southern star of the lion's head. So this is a very destructive star. It's said to have the nature of Saturn and Mars. It's cruel, it's heartless, it's destructive, it's warlike. So basically everything that we're seeing at the moment. So these two are going to pass over that within the next couple of days. Now, how long is this going to go on for? It could be a while yet. The reason is because the sun is going to join this star Merak on August 11th. So the sun will activate all of that. As Mars and Venus start to separate from their conjunction and move away from each other, there probably will be an easing up of it. But with the current times that we're living in at the minute, I mean, it's not going to go back to normal anytime soon. Probably not ever. The other big part of this is Chiron. So Chiron is, in the birth chart, it is the teacher, first and foremost. It's the healer. It's connected to the Chironic arts, as I call them. Astrology, stroke astronomy, they're always the same freaking thing. And the ability to heal oneself, knowledge, writing. So it's in Aries. Chiron in Aries is a big deal because Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is the planet of warfare. So everything is going back to this Mars and what it's doing. Now, Chiron is stationing. So it's actually going to go retrograde pretty soon. When a planet is stationing, it's very volatile. The energy is out of control. It's the same just before Mercury turns retrograde. It's going to be a similar vibe to Chiron retrograde in that everything that is Chironic is kind of blown out of proportion. So it's interesting that Chiron in Aries was actually really present within the astrology of the first Viking raids in Britain. And actually, Pluto was in Capricorn at that time as well. So we're seeing something similar here. And that is like really unexpected events connected with the power structure. So back then, the British Isles were kind of converting to the foreign religion. And Aries is a sense of identity. So it's the first sign of the zodiac wheel. It's connected to springtime. It's connected to your identity. And I think that a lot of us are feeling that we're kind of at risk of losing our identities in this present time because we're having all of this stuff forced on us. There's all that weird, financial stuff going on, the threat of the Great Reset, i.e. forced into communism, which none of us want. So we're having the free will and that we have over our sense of identities taken away from us, which I don't like at all. But anyway, this is what is going on in the sky at the minute and the stars and the planets. It's not good. And I feel really bad for people that are in South Africa with the stuff that's going on. Certain groups of people are being blamed for the violence by the president, which is pretty much outrageous. But if you're white in the present age, then you're pretty much getting blamed for everything. That's another thing for you to look into when you have some free time. Why is that happening? I don't want to say too much because I'm on YouTube and I can't express myself freely on here. But this is the general vibe that's going on and it ain't pretty. It's not nice. So yes, I would expect this to be going on for quite some time, like I say, as we go into Leo season. What can you do? Well, I know it's a time of really high anxiety. If you're sensitive to energy and the emotions of others, it doesn't really matter that if these events aren't happening on your doorstep right now. I mean, I know everyone has stuff that they're going through with to use a term that Thomas Sheridan coined, the needlecraft. I don't have any violence on my doorstep yet, but I can feel the anxiety that's coming off certain places in the earth. If you're sensitive to that, you're going to have a flare up of health issues, right? That's another thing that Chiron stationing would symbolize, is a little flare up of maybe autoimmune or some kind of ailment or whatever. So what is my advice to you? Well, just try and relax. I know that's pretty difficult. Try not to be gripped by all of these news articles. I know that there's scary stuff happening in the world, and I know that you need to be aware of that, and you can't just lock yourself away from the world. But is it going to do you any good by being glued to that all day? I don't think so. And that's pretty much all that I have to tell you. I can't tell you what else to do. I don't know what the solution is. All I know is that we are going through a natural cycle here. And it's the Kali Yuga. It's Ragnarok. The earth has been through this cycle many, many times before. And it is a natural process. And yeah, humanity is going to come out on the other side. But things ain't pretty. Not at all. So that's just what I wanted to say to you today, because of course everything that's going on is always reflected in the sky. That's how astrology works. The stars, the planets, they don't cause events, they reflect events. And that is what's going on. So, okay, I'm actually on vacation at the moment, but I just thought that I would make this short update to let you guys know that it's probably going to be quite bad today, because Mars and Venus are going to be exactly conjunct. So wherever you are, take care of yourself, and I'll be back again soon.